Sue, do you know what? Maybe I'd just like to start with you before we go to Andreas, because, you know, as a police officer, you've witnessed many, many horrible, awful, ghastly attacks on people. But I think there is something just uber malicious about acid attacks.
I completely agree with you. And with the stabbing, with all our medical surgery now, you recover. And I was speaking to Andreas earlier, and I totally agree, because what happens is this doesn't just affect Andreas, his loving wife, your mum, your dad, the extended family. And this, you know, for Andreas, he carries those scars for life, and it's just not him. And whilst he's incredibly brave coming on here, you think that what he's been through, the pain and suffering. So for me, it's quite simple. If you do this to someone, then you should be locked up, throw away the key, and you don't come out again. I mean, Andreas is going to talk about the sentencing, but the problem we have in this country, we're so soft. We see these little people in the dock and we think, oh, bless them, but wouldn't melt in the mouth. But do you know what? They are capable of evil things. Like the guy that did this to you was much older, which is unusual. However, if life means life, then that's what should happen when you inflict these injuries on someone like
For the man who
Andreas.
inflicted the injuries on you, Andreas, what was his sentence?
So he was originally sentenced to life for a minimum term of 8 years. We appealed on the longevity of the sentence, and 8 years wasn't long enough. Our appeal got rejected. However, he appealed the life aspect of his sentence, to which his appeal was granted to the appellant court. And myself and the senior police officers from Devon Cornwall Police went up and witnessed the appeal process, to which 3 judges lifted life from his sentence because he was deemed not a danger to society. So the extent of his
sentence... that again, they reduced it because?
They lifted life from the sentence because he wasn't deemed a danger to society. Although the sentence was then extended to 18 years, but eligible for parole in 8. So
8 years.
How did that make you feel? You're sitting watching this man who's done this to you.
It's frustrating to get around the thought process of how they ended up where they did, because any man who... It's a premeditated crime. He drove 300 miles, he had 5 hours to think about what he was going to do. Not only did he obviously get the wrong person, but he obviously got the wrong person. And where I will be when he is out from jail, I'm going to still be recovering in 20, 30 years. I'm going to have the scars all my life. I'm going to be visually impaired all my life. There's no miracle cure for me. So the fact that he'll be out in 5 years from now, potentially out in 5 years from now, is just completely wrong.
You say mistaken identity. Tell us who this man was. Why did he do this to you, and why was it mistaken identity?
So as far as we know, there was an alleged sexual assault to someone that happened to someone in his family, and he believed he was attacking the person who committed the assault. That person at one point lived close to me, but even if he had got the right house, even if David Phillips had got the right house, he would have still got the wrong person. And I opened my door, as I would to anyone on the run-up to Christmas, expecting it just to be deliveryman, and instantly received a beaker of acid to the face.
Now, we have Dr Zoe here with advice because of the prevalence of these attacks. But when this acid hit you on the face, one can only imagine what it felt like. What happened? Where did you go? What was the first thing you did?
The pain's inexplicable. It's not something you can put into words easily. I knew instantly it was acid. There was no mistake, and that was the first bit of luck I had, I think. My T-shirt dissolved from top to bottom. It just disappeared. I screamed upstairs to my wife, called 999.
You could feel your skin burn, you could feel your clothes disintegrate?
Yeah, my clothes, obviously, just gone. They just turned to nothing.
So you've got scars on your chest?
Scars on my chest, down my arms, down my back. He threw it in an upward motion, so it hit the ceiling above me and then rained down, so all my back
Zoe,
covered as well.
This man can't even shed a tear for what he's talking about. I mean, such is his disfigurement. The shock factor alone of this happening, what is the medical advice?
Yeah, I mean, it's just chilling to hear, but for people out there, if you do witness this happen, then you can make a really significant difference to the outcome for that person. So if you do witness an acid attack, or if you're a victim of one, first thing, as approaching somebody, first thing, always make sure it's safe to approach, safety first. And then it's get as much water, as much clean water as you possibly can. Run to the nearest shop, run to the nearest tap, and you're looking at 40 to 60 litres of water. So a 2 litre bottle of water water, you want 30 of those.
You just
and you want to be just continually
rinse.
washing, dousing the area for at least 20 minutes, and if anything more. Ask the person to remove any clothes or jewellery that's contaminated. If you're lucky enough to be able to get some gloves, you can help them with that.
You shouldn't
Otherwise,
touch them.
because you don't want to touch them because the acid
reaction is to try and help somebody, isn't it?
Exactly. Get them away from the area where the pool of acid is, and then get as much help. 999. You're looking for fire service and ambulance, because actually, if you arrive at hospital, it's difficult for the hospital to... the most important thing is getting 20 minutes, minimum of 20 minutes of water.